What it do, what it do, what it do, Lakers crew. Purple and gold till we die. Purple and gold we ride. I bleed purple, my heart beats gold. It's Lakers over everything. Yes, let's dive right in. Here we are, the backlash of the firing of Frank Vogel. Frank Vogel literally just won an NBA championship 2 years ago. And here we are. He's fired now. He's gone. Made the playoffs 2 to 3 years. Last year, he had a first-round exit to the Phoenix Suns when star Anthony Davis, went down with injury. They were injury plagued all that year. And then this year, fast forward, you bring in Russell Westbrook, which Frank Vogel didn't do. He had no control over that situation. The Lakers didn't go out and get defenders or to help Vogel. No, instead, they brought in Russell Westbrook, and then they let one of the top defenders that the team had the last few years, in Alex Caruso, they let him go. And, Vogel had no doing with the roster construction of this team, the construction of the roster, put the team, made the team seem doomed from the jump. But anyways, the big three of Russ, LeBron, AD only played 21 games together, and they had a record of 11-10 during those 21 games. And other than that, guys were in and out of the lineup, to the point where Vogel had to lean heavily on undrafted rookie Austin Reeves. He had to play big minutes, and then you had to go out and sign guys like Stanley Johnson and a host of other names. That's what Vogel's working with. And, of course, the Lakers finished with a record of 33-49, 11th place in the Western Conference, missed the play-in tournament, missed the playoffs, and now Vogel has been fired, so he takes the fall, the first to take the fall during the Lakers' horrific season. But, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, I guess. Let's move forward. Let's talk about a few names. 3 names in particular who the Lakers have interest in, or rumored to have interest in. First, Quinn Snyder. So Quinn Snyder, he was on the Lakers staff back during the 2011-2012 season. He was an assistant coach on Mike Brown's staff. So that's very intriguing for the Lakers, because the Lakers, they pretty much like to look within their circle. They don't like to look too far out of their circle, outside of their circle, when it comes to these key positions. And Quinn Snyder has that history. And then there in Utah, he's done great. Utah has been in the mix for the last few years, top of the Western Conference. Again, they're in the playoffs this year, top of the Western Conference. So there was a lot of interest there in Quinn Snyder, and a lot of people may have seen him even as the favorite to land the job. But according to a report from the Los Angeles Times, Quinn Snyder has lost interest, or he's losing interest in the Lakers job. Apparently, he's not too enthused of the way they handled the firing of Frank Vogel, and that's kind of turned him off, or that's making him lose interest. So Quinn Snyder may be one that you can cross off the list. He doesn't like the optics of how they fired Frank Vogel. The report came out that he was going to be fired during the Lakers game, their final game. And then right after the game, it came out again, and Vogel said he wasn't aware of the situation. They didn't tell him anything, but they told other people, and that report came out. So that's bad optics. It looks bad. So I can understand if a coach doesn't want anything to do with that. So again, according to a report from the LA Times, Snyder is losing interest. Let's move on to another candidate, Juwan Howard, the head coach for the University of Michigan. Also, according to reports from the LA Times, Howard has no interest in joining the Lakers and coaching the Lakers. Instead, he wants to stay at Michigan and coach his 2 sons. Now, Juwan Howard was interviewed for the Lakers position back in 2019 before they hired Frank Vogel. But apparently, a couple years later now, 2022, a few years later, he's not interested. He wants to stay at Michigan and coach his boys. So that may be another name that's potentially crossed off the list. Also, again, that's also according to report from the LA Times. And then finally, let's get to one more candidate, Mark Jackson. Yes, Mark Jackson, the color commentary ESPN analyst for he covers the games on ABC. There with Jeff Van Gundy. Everyone knows, I'm sure you know his voice. He was also the head coach for the Golden State Warriors before Steve Kerr took over and Golden State launched into their dynasty. According to a report from The Athletic, LeBron James is very enthused about the potential hiring or the potential of Mark Jackson becoming the Lakers head coach. He's enthused and he fully endorses that decision. Yes, LeBron James is enthused and fully endorses Mark Jackson, the potential of Mark Jackson being hired to coach the Lakers. So that's big. Your star, your star and LeBron James, he signs off on that. So let's see if the Lakers, if that plays into Mark Jackson's favor, if the Lakers, if that weighs into their decision. But yeah, again, that's according to a report from The Athletic. So there we are. There's a little bit of news today on the Lakers' potential coaching situation. Now, yesterday in the exit interviews, Lakers president of basketball operations or top executive Rob Pelinka, he did say that there would be an extensive search. They said that before, and he kind of doubled down on that. There will be an extensive search, and he said they'll probably make a decision. They'll for sure make a decision by the NBA draft, and that's not until June. So let's see if they take their time with it. But there's a little bit of news. Again, according to the LA Times, Quinn Snyder has lost interest, or he's losing interest in the job. Juwan Howard is not interested in the job. And then a report, according to The Athletic, LeBron James wants Mark Jackson, or he's very enthused and endorses Mark Jackson becoming the coach. So there we go. Let me know how you guys feel. Sound off in the comments how you guys feel about these three names or any other names out there. If there's some names that we haven't mentioned here, I would love to hear your thoughts on who the Lakers should pursue, who the Lakers should hire. Lakers Nation, it looks like they're really high on Mark Jackson, But when I'm seeing a lot of the Lakers fans, Lakers Nation, they would really like Mark Jackson, and apparently LeBron James would as well. So, sound off down below. I want to hear your thoughts. Also, please like this video. It helps the channel out tremendously, so I would really appreciate that. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and join our family. We would love to have you as part of our Lakers family, Lakers community here on Lakers Over Everything. All right, purple and gold till we die. Purple and gold we ride. I bleed purple. My heart beats gold. It's Lakers Over Everything. You guys be blessed, stay safe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.